Hey everybody, I am out on a walk, killing some time, waiting to pick up a child, get some steps in while I'm just waiting. It's a way to get it done. So this is my weekly wellness update for this week, and we will get into my conversation with Jonathan here in just a second. At the beginning of the video, I share some exciting news about my blood work. Just been so happy with how my health has come full circle. I had been feeling really good, 6 months ago. Things just seemed like they were going fine. And then I just got hit with this crazy hyperthyroidism. And, we're still trying to figure out, and sometimes we may never know, what caused it, from the very beginning. I know that the iodine definitely made it worse, or was the straw that broke the camel's back. But, I don't know for sure if it started a long time ago and it's just been kind of under the radar, all of that. So anyways, but 6 months ago, I was feeling pretty good. Things were going all right. And then just got hit so hard with this hyperthyroidism. And I've been so grateful. This last week or two, I feel like I'm back. And I think it was with Lindsay on one of our coffee chats. I was talking about how I'm just so sick of thinking about how I feel every single day. When you don't feel well, it's that's the thing that's on your mind. It's how do I feel? You're thinking about your symptoms. You're thinking about what's different today, what you're doing to try to feel better, that's working or not working, and you're just thinking about it all the time. And it's just can be so oppressive when your health is not there. So these last couple of weeks, I've felt so much better. I have not needed to take naps during the day. I feel like my mental clarity is better. My mood is better. My sleep is better. Everything is better. And so I'm feeling really good. And so I kind of feel like, and we talked about this a little bit in the video, that it's now I can start. I was kind of doing damage control for a long time. Right when I started with Jonathan is right when, the other shoe dropped, and I found out about all these things that I was going through. And now that those are kind of under control, it's I can start now. So it's kind of exciting. So we talk in the video about the prospect of future races, training, for different races, because apparently I'm a runner now. I did not expect that change in my life. I never expected to be a runner, but to be talking about maybe running a half a marathon, who the heck am I? That's crazy. So anyways, lots of good stuff. And we will just head over to that convo right now.
Howdy.
What you up to?
Hanging out, waiting for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been a crazy day. My my kitchen thing, the sprayer thing. Okay. Yesterday I was doing dishes and it locked and I couldn't get it to stop. So it was spraying everywhere. I had to take a fork and it was a total mess.
Sounds exciting.
Warranty company stuff and other things this morning. It's been a morning.
Okay, cool.
Well, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. There's a cold going through the house and I haven't fully come down with it, but I feel like I'm fighting it. So got that going on. But besides that, things are good.
Are you taking anything to be preventative with that?
I've been taking vitamin C and zinc.
Another couple good ones. So NAC, N-A-C is really good too. And then echinacea and then quercetin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I take if someone's getting sick, I pound all that daily.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's good. But okay, so let's talk about your stuff. We got some exciting news this week.
Yeah, we did.
We did. What happened? You tell the crowd.
Okay. All right. I got my blood drawn, I've done several times recently, and my free T3 and free T4 are back into normal range.
Let's go.
Yeah. I the graph, they're just going down. So happy about that.
No, it is really, really good. just to kind of show. So one thing I want to talk to you about was, so your T4 and T3 are good now, but your TSH is really low. I'm assuming this medication suppresses TSH secretion. So is she? What are the plans for that?
I think this medication suppresses thyroid hormones. The
Correct.
T4, yeah, specifically. And so I imagine the TSH will probably be slow to respond. That's just my guess.
So TSH is your thyroid stimulating hormone. So so TSH is what's produced to make your thyroid produce T3 and T4.
Right.
So if you remember, it was super high, or sorry, it was super low.
Yeah, it was super low, and it's still super low. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still super low. Okay, yeah. I'm interested to see what happens. That's great. This is interesting. Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens with your TSH levels as we continue.
Yeah, me too. And I'm still waiting to hear from my doctor about what to do now, because like at the rate that I'm going to be hypo real fast if it keeps.
Yeah, you don't need to be on medication anymore. I mean, I'm not licensed medical professional.
Right. And so I sent her a message, and I still haven't heard back. So hopefully, I'm at least we'll see her on Friday, I think. So
okay.
Like
2 days. Oh,
yeah.
That's not long. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we're here. Thyroid hormones are leveled. You're feeling good. You're satiated. Everything seems to be going in the right direction.
Yeah, feeling much better. Yeah. And I was going to show you my screenshot of my resting heart rate is just crazy.
Wow, look at that.
Isn't that nuts?
That's crazy.
So the highest it got up here was 97, and now last couple of days I've been at 70.
I'm so happy for you. When I got your email, I just smiled. I was like, what a win. What a win.
Yeah. And then my heart rate variability.
Oh, it skyrocketed. That's great.
Yeah. This high one was the day after my run this week. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
But yeah, it was all the way down to like 9 or something. Super, super low.
Yeah, that's such a major improvement. Those are like, I like, that's why it's good to collect data, people. That's why it's good to collect data. Speaking of running and fitness, so it seems like we're actually in a position now where we can kind of tackle some possible fitness and health goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how are you feeling about that? Anything on your mind?
Well, I did add in the run this past week on Sunday. And felt good. It was difficult to keep my heart rate under 140. I felt like it would shoot up to, like 150, between 150 and 160. And then I'd walk and it would drop right back down to 120. And then I'd run and it'd jump right back up to 150. And so like just trying to keep it in that range was a little bit challenging.
That's pretty normal. That's pretty normal.
Okay.
I would say there's this, we call it trotting. And it's like this mix of walk. It's like you're moving at a walk pace, but you're just picking up your legs a little higher. So you're kind of like trotting.
Okay.
And that tends to help, like just trotting instead of like really trying to run.
Okay.
But we can definitely throw in. So what I was interested in is races and distances are always like good goal markers. So we could play with. I know you already did a 10K, so maybe we could find another one and then like backtrack, and we can kind of build towards that, because I can help build you a program like the speed workouts and easy run. Like we can do like the whole thing there in terms of building up your endurance and your fitness overall. But I always find it good to find like something to look forward to, something to aim for.
Yeah. Yeah, I am thinking towards the race in November. But that's a long ways away. So I was thinking maybe try to find something mid-summer. But I haven't picked anything yet.
Okay. I would think anywhere between a 10K and a 10 miler.
Okay.
Between the two of those, I think it would be good.
Yeah.
You might be able to find a 15K, which are rare in America, but you can find them. It's 9.3 miles.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 15Ks are cool too.
Yeah. So in November they have the 7 miler, and then they also have the half marathon, and my friend is trying to convince me to do the half marathon.
Let's go! I'm so down. I'm so down for you to crush a half.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe, because there's no time limit, and they said it's the path is walker friendly, so I'm like, okay, not too much pressure to go super fast.
Not at all.
Thinking about that.
It's just about finishing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, November is like, that's like 7-8 months away. And
I know, yeah.
You're going into the positive right now. You're not declining in your conditioning. Like, you have plenty of time to feel very confident going into a 13-mile run.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I can't register for that till August. So I was like, I got plenty of time to think about it, but I should look and see what I can find between now and then.
Yeah, I'm down. I like it. It's good.
All right, I'll look into that.
So running. All right. So let's talk gym. How are you feeling with your workouts right now?
Feeling good. Oh, I like the difference in my strength between when I was really hyper and now. It's so crazy. Like, yeah. And so I feel like my body's just been through this roller coaster where just 3-4 weeks ago, I was feeling completely different than I am feeling right now. Like, it's just nuts. So, and my workouts, like I was at the point where I could barely do push-ups on my knees because my muscles were so weak from the hyperthyroidism. And then like yesterday we did push-ups in our workout, and it was like 40, 30, 20, 10. And like I was able to do 10 on my toes, which I wasn't able to do any on my toes in the last few months. And then the rest on my knees. But I felt so much stronger, like just crazy the difference just in a few weeks. So definitely feeling a lot stronger. My heart rate comes down way faster. Before it would go super high and then it would just stay up for a long time. Now it's like I'll stop, it'll go back to 120 or something between intervals and stuff. So feeling really good on that front.
Good. Okay, good. All right, so we won't touch that right now. We'll see as we get into the running and stuff if anything there needs to be tweaked, but for now, just keep on doing that. As far as nutrition goes, I know you lost some initial weight when we started just due to where you're at, and you've maintained that off, which has been great. It's awesome. I don't want to really focus on lowering food at all right now. I'd rather, because just so we have to think about it in terms of macro and micronutrients. So when we're trying to lose any weight at all, even if it's just like 3-4 pounds or whatever left you have to want to lose, a lot of people think about just taking away calories. But I always tell people, I like the methodology of eat more, move more. Mm-hmm. So you want to lose as much weight on as much food as possible.
Yes.
Right. Yes. So I would rather you increase activity and keep your food intake high than decrease food, right? And then increase activity. Because the thing is the calorie deficit, I know people, calories, that's a whole other sensitive topic. But if you want to lose weight, you have to, burn more calories than you eat. Hormones, yes, all that influences it. But it's a standard law that you cannot get around.
Right.
When you create a caloric deficit through increasing activity, you're still creating the deficit, but you're not getting rid of all the micronutrients that are in the amount of food you're eating.
Right.
You go into a deficit by removing food. You're not just creating the deficit, but you're also removing thousands of milligrams of micronutrients that you normally would get. So I always encourage, there's only so much activity you can maintain, right? So everybody hits that, I can't do more than this and sustain it long term. Yeah. But you want to try and push the activity envelope, in my opinion, before you push the dieting envelope, just for maintained metabolic health, so that when you're done dieting, it's easy to go back to normal eating and all that stuff. So I'd rather just focus on your training right now, focus on your running, and then just leave the nutrition where it's at, and then tweak it as we need to based off of the symptoms you're experiencing, if any at all.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I love that, because that's something that, when you're thinking of calories in, calories out, burning more than you're taking in, that whole nutrient piece just kind of no one talks about it. Yeah. It's and I've thought about that too. I was like, the people that, they talked about Michael Phelps eating 10,000 calories a day or whatever it was. And it's think of all the nutrition he was getting. I mean, obviously he wasn't eating the most nutritious food, but it's that. Does his body need more nutrients than, a 5-foot woman who doesn't have, is not as big, but I don't know. It's like a activity privilege.
Yeah.
Like when you are more active, it's not just that you get to eat more calories, you actually get to have more nutrients coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in my off season from running. I'm not eating as much as I was eating at that point. Totally normal.
Yeah, and I was actually curious about this. When you gave me my macros originally and throughout this, you have me at about the same calories, eat both on workout days and non-workout days. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of surprised by that. Do you tailor macros to output, or is it better just to kind of keep it even across the board and it works itself out and on an average?
Good question. So I don't really tend to tailor calories per output. Okay. I tend to tailor carbs per output.
Right.
So carbs is really and you're not being like, one, we're trying to keep you satiated. We're listening to your body, right? That's why your carbs are at 100, things like that. But once we get into like a serious like running regimen and all of that, you'll notice like we'll start like carb cycling. So like days off, you'll probably be around 70. Days on, you'll be like 125. Like we'll do the swing back and forth depending on what your training looks like. Calories will reflect that, but I'm not really looking at the calories. I'm more of looking at making sure that we're giving your body what it needs. On rest days, we want to increase fats and lower carbs to promote more ketones to help with recovery, inflammatory response. And then on training days, we want more carbs so that we can replenish glycogen and get you into a recovered position better so that you respond better to the low carb days. And there's a lot of physiology and, that comes with all that. But so I tend to tailor more carbs per output. Calories, I would say the only time calories come into play is when you're deep into like let's say like you're training for something and we're like really close to it, and your weekend run is really high. Like it's like that training day is much more intense than like anything else you're doing. That day, I'll increase food all the way intentionally to give you more food. But most of the time, day to day, I don't really mess with calories just because it makes it hard for people. Right, because it's like you're constantly changing macros. Like, okay, what's today? And so I try to avoid that. I have clients that do that. I have clients that have a calorie switch, but usually they're like training for a specific goal or specific race. But typically, I tend to try not to do that because I think it can make it confusing and make it harder to sustain long term.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't have anything else right now. You?
I started my cycle a little bit early this month. I was like, whatever.
How many days?
Day 24 or 25. So, I mean, it's not like terrible, but it was just a little quicker than I expected.
Well, you're on thyroid medication. That's going to impact that. So once you get, once you get off of it, let's see how your body regulates over the next. I always tell people, in fact, I just had a conversation with another client that had one a little late and freaked out. And I told her, I said, listen, it could take up to, give it 90 days. Like one cycle doesn't really tell us anything. We have to see how over the course of 3 cycles or so, how your body's re-regulating based off of the stimulus it was given. And the next cycle, she started right on time. So I would say just give it 90 days. And if 90 days, you're still starting earlier, or you're starting to start earlier and earlier, then that's something we do need to address. But yeah, I wouldn't be concerned with it right now.
Okay. Yeah. Besides that, it's normal.
Cool. Love it. Sweet.
All right.
All right.
Well, next week we'll be on vacation, but I'm going to try to check in still and see where we're at with all that fun stuff.
Sounds good. If you need anything, let me know. Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. Bye.